Hello, 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 everyone. Bonjour, bonjour, tout le monde. This is Cindy Placide, and I welcome you to Poetry and Perspective with Placide. Tonight we have, like always, an amazing, amazing show for you, okay? And it is always a pleasure to be here, always a pleasure to be in your presence. I thank you, the viewers, for always tuning in. I thank you guys for always being on here and showing your support to myself and my guests. I really appreciate you guys. So, as usual, before I start anything, let me make sure that Facebook can see us because I have to do it from my phone, okay? So let me make sure that Facebook can see us and we are going public. Give me 1 second. Okay, so yes, I wish I had a background music from while I'm doing all of this. Everybody enjoying themselves. Okay, yeah. But I always have to I have to figure out a way to do this or I'll have to get me an assistant. But it is time. Oh, I'm live. Okay, there I go. Okay. So let me make sure my settings are really good. Pani glasses, more messy. Okay. Um, okay. Where am I? Um, give me 1 second. Where's I? Okay. Hmm. I'm having some. Okay. It's not giving me the option to what is this? It's not giving me the option to what on earth? Okay. It's not giving me the option, honey. I don't know what is going on with this, but okay, I'm gonna go to home again to see what happens. Oh, this is ridiculous. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't even understand why this does that. Okay. All right. Ask anybody they can see you guys because I'm not sure if you can, if they can. Always does that. Anybody see whether or not we on live? Okay. This is getting on my nerve. Okay. I think that's me right here. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. I can see it right now. That was really giving me some trouble. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So we are on lives. I am so sorry about that. I know it took so much time for me to do this. It wasn't giving me what I wanted. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. People are seeing me. So thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. I need my glasses because my back are Okay. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. So, okay, guys. So, thank you so much for tuning in. I am so sorry. I'm always having this problem. I'm going to have to figure out a way for me to fix this. Okay, so welcome to Poetry and Perspective with Placide. I am Cindy Placide, your kind hostess from the beautiful Caribbean island of St. Lucia. And let me tell you guys, if you have not visited St. Lucia, you got to take a trip. So, I want to say good night to my people everywhere. Vieux Fort, Pierrot, That's where where I came from. I'm looking for Miku Deri, so Denry. Let me look at my glasses there. Denry. I'm trying to figure out everybody. Grozile, Monripo. Um, we have Anslare, Canries. I'm calling out everybody. Soufre, Labri, everywhere. I want to say good night to each and every one of you from all the little villages and cities in St. Lucia Castries. I want to say good night to all of you. Listen, guys, I am a mother and I am a poet. I'm an advocate, and I am also an author of 2 books. Okay. Now, before I can tell you a little bit more about myself and all of the things that I take on, let me share this story with you. Okay. Um, as an advocate for autism, I advocate for autism. And as an advocate for autism, it is my duty to bring awareness to what is happening in the autism family, autism public, autism parents. Okay. Oh yes, she said she did not hear Babuno. Okay, Babuno. So I am bringing awareness to autism, mental illness, and anything else anybody wants to bring awareness to. I am here to help and to bring that to light. Okay. So, but tonight we have one of our sisters who she's a St. Lucia native and she resides in Brooklyn. And if you see, I am wearing red. Okay. That's for her, that's her favorite color. So her name is Samantha Diniz Primus. Okay. And Samantha has been missing for 3 weeks. And it is very, very, I know it is very difficult for the parents to know that their child is not there, the sister is not there, and as an autism parent, I know how that feels because I've been through it myself. So I'm asking you guys to, support the family in any way that you can. They are going to be having, I put on my glasses again. They are going to be having uh, a search party for Samantha, on January 15th. And their meeting point is Eastern Parkway and Utica Avenue, the third and train number 3 and 4. And it is next to the Catholic Church, so you cannot miss it. And so they are going to be in all 4 boroughs. Manhattan, I'm going to read some more. Let me read my notes right here. They're going to be in Manhattan. They're going to be in, okay. Yeah, they're gonna be in Manhattan, Queens. Is it Long Island? Yes, Long Island, and I forget the other place. Brooklyn, yes, Brooklyn. So let me make sure. Let me get the right information for you. I think I just lost it. Okay, okay. Okay, yes. So I'm going to read it right now. So it says that everyone living in Brooklyn will meet on Eastern Parkway and Utica, will be in the front of the Catholic Church. Once there, the groups will be broken down into 4. The team search for Brooklyn, second team search for Manhattan, the Bronx, and the other is Queens. Everyone is asked to wear a shade of red, a color red, a touch of red, anything that's red. That was Samantha's favorite color, but it will help people support the search team. Okay, so there'll be lots of media coverage after the groups are formed. Further instructions will be given concerning the key locations within these boroughs and where we should place the focus. Example, they are looking in trains, parks, abandoned buildings, shelters, hospitals, etc. So feel free to be obligated to bring and donate water, Gatorade, vitamin water, snacks. More information will be within the next 2 days as to whether plans have been finalized. Please, please, I'm begging you guys, keep the family in your prayers. It takes a village to raise a child, but we need many villages to find that missing person. So they look forward to having a big crowd on Sunday, guys. St. Lucians everywhere. I need you all to share my videos because I'm going to be throughout this my lives. I'm going to be announcing this and every at least 30 minutes and before the show ends for me to be able to remind everybody to go support the Primus family. And you can support Sophia. You can call Sophia Primus at 917-950-6010 or or Juliana Primus at 347-366-2252. Guys, this is Samantha again. This is her right there. She's amazing. I just am captivated by her smile, and I know wherever she must be confused, and she must be, really. And the parents are really worried. So she has broken her routine, and this doesn't sit well with autistic children. So please, 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 I'm begging you guys to help the family find Samantha. Okay. So I will be keeping in touch with the family to see how everything goes, and I will be giving you all updates. Okay. So once again, please help the family find Samantha, and pray for the Primus family. Pray for Samantha's safe return. Thank you. All right, guys. So back to the show. Listen, guys, this month is before I go ahead and say that, I am, like I said, I'm from St. Lucia. I am an author, poet, and advocate, and I advocate for autism. As you can see, I advocate for mental illness because my own struggles with mental illness, and I advocate for dwarfism, which is primarily thanatophoric dysplasia, which is a rare form of dwarfism. That's what my daughter passed away from. She was born with it and she passed away from it. So I advocate for that. Tonight I'm on a different path. Okay, I like I said, I bring awareness to whoever wants to bring awareness to what, and it is my duty to support women, support St. Lucian women, support women on the whole, and bring information to the public as to what is going on with people. Okay, so tonight, right, it is January, is basically cervical cancer, cervical health and awareness month. So, and tonight we are going to bring awareness to cervical cancer, and we have two beautiful women from the island of St. Lucia who is going to tell you about their story, about what is going on with them. um, just powerful stories, and these women are so courageous. And so I would like to welcome my guests. I'm going to tell a little bit about my book later on, but this is right now, this is more important, because all of us as women, we there's a lot going on with our bodies, and sometimes we do not know. So we're going to get tips, we're going to get tips, and we're going to get really resourceful information as to what these ladies went through, how they were able to detect it, and diagnosis and so forth. So without further ado, I'm going to bring both of them on the screen right away. Please help me welcome my guests, Kadiana, Vegee, and Nymphia, Emmanuel. Good night, ladies.
Good night.
How are y'all doing today?
Good night.
I'm good.
It
Doing
is
good
a
today.
pleasure to have you both here. Listen, guys,
Thank you.
I am a crybaby, okay? When I hear sad stories, I am a people's person. I love people, and I don't like to see people hurt. I don't like to see people crying. I don't like to see and know people that although this is life, but I'm a softie, okay, when it comes to stuff like that. And so when I heard your stories, especially, I had seen Nintha somewhere. I think one of my guests before, I think it was Alcest. She had placed her and I didn't know about it, but I just look at it and I say, okay, I feel bad about that. But when I got into the story, I'm going like, oh my gosh, this is the same person that I saw. Okay. And then I found out about Kadiana. Okay. So I'm telling you guys, before I say anything else, you guys are warrior queens. My new title for y'all, warrior queens. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna start with oh my gosh, these glasses are driving me crazy. And I need them anyway. I'm gonna start with Nympha. Nympha is a mother, she's a wife, and a mother, a wife, and a strong black woman who's gonna tell us. So tell me, Nympha. I'm gonna start with Nympha. We're gonna have the stories, but I'm gonna do it from someone living with cervical cancer perspective as a survivor. Okay, so we're gonna start with Nympha. So please tell us a little bit about your background, where in St. Lucia you're from, and about your family. Okay, tell me a little bit about that, sweetheart.
Okay. So Good evening, everyone. I'm Nymphia Emmanuel. I'm originally from Labrie, but I do live in the north of the island now. Currently, I'm in Guyana receiving treatment for my diagnosis. So, how did it start? Started with just a pain, that, and I was just going back and forth to different doctors trying to find out what was going on with me. Then, maybe after four different doctors, one finally referred me to a gynecologist, and that's where we went from getting a CT scan done, biopsy done, pap smear done. But when I got my results from my biopsy, it said it was non-cancerous. So now we were doing a surgery as preventative measure because I have a family history of cancer. My parents died of cancer. I have an aunt, I have uncles that died of cancer. So I was taking the bull by the horn and getting this tumor removed, including a total hysterectomy, so I wouldn't have to be dealing with that. Fast forward to surgery. After surgery, 6 weeks after, prior to surgery, I got a call from the doctor saying that they did another biopsy on the mass, and it turned out to be stage 2B cervical cancer.
Okay, so hold on one second. Let
That
me
means
make
that
sure
I
we
have,
get this right. Let me make sure we get this right. So it wasn't first diagnosed as a cancer.
no, it wasn't.
Okay. So continue. I have another question, but continue.
So it was basically doing a preventative. I was just doing I was just doing surgery as a preventative measure, and because of my family history, I know cervical cancer is not hereditary, but because I know my mom died of it, my aunt and everybody else so close to us that have already died from cancer, so I'm like, no, I'm not just taking out the mass. I'm doing a total hysterectomy. But then after surgery, another biopsy was done. That's when it was determined that it was cervical cancer.
Wow. So how what was
Yeah.
your initial feeling? How did that make you feel to know that okay, you were taking preventative measures for getting cancer, and then you get an initial diagnosis of cancer? How did that make you feel? What was the initial feeling? What were the thoughts that went through your mind?
Um, Because when I got that news, I was devastated. I cried. It reminded me of my mom all over because she was going back and forth to the doctor all along the same way. And then when she was finally diagnosed, it was like stage 4 breast cancer. It was way too late for her. And then I'm saying I did everything that was asked of me, and it still turned out to be cancer. So, boy, I cried that entire night. I cried. I was like, I
I
didn't
could
even know how to behave at that moment. But then afterwards, I said to myself, you cannot just be down and allow this thing to win. You have to fight for your children. You have to fight for your husband. You have to fight for yourself, for your relatives, for everybody else. You have to fight. You cannot allow it to be in charge or be in control of your destiny.
exactly.
So
And
I
so
just put on that brave pants on and decided to do what I have to do
yes.
to
And
fight.
so how did your family take the news? Your husband and your children and your other family members, how did they take the news?
Um, my husband, up to today, he still puts on a brave face. Like he's been my strongest supporter. I've not seen him cry. I've never seen him cry. I don't know if he's cried, but he's been my strongest supporter. For my children, my youngest child is only 5, so she doesn't really understand what I'm going through. But the oldest one, it was hard on her so much so that she had to take time off of work to be able to cope with it. But
Wow.
they're
So it
doing
was
much better now.
wow. I could imagine
Yeah.
because children have vivid memory, have vivid imaginations, and they may be thinking all kinds of stuff. Maybe we're going to lose my mom. So
Yes.
how were you able to make them understand, what you were going through?
I just told them that I'm gonna fight with everything that I have, and I don't want them to think negative. I want everybody around me to be positive so that we could fight a good fight.
Wow.
because being negative, it bring after you already going through this terminal illness and being negative, it just sucks everything out of you. So from day one, I said anybody who's going to be negative around me, do not come around me. Do not come to me. Do not say anything to me. Hold all your negative energy to yourselves. I do not need it. Cancer
And
is
that is
already negative. What am I doing? What
exactly,
am I
and
doing
that
with
is
negative people?
exactly, and that is important. It will take you people who are really positive to get you away from that mental
Mhm.
state. Because let me tell you, people who have illnesses, sometimes the stress alone of the illnesses that builds up, it kills them faster. So you have to fight it,
Yes, it
with
does.
that positive mindset and that positive. I say, I am going to beat this. Me, I've already made up my mind. I
Yeah.
told my family members, if I'm ever diagnosed with cancer, we're gonna have a fight because I will fight it. It's not gonna go down like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's the attitude I took, and I've just been fighting. Even on
Girl,
the bad days, I wake up and I'm good. Anybody will ask me, I'm good.
wow,
I'm never bad, even when I'm feeling bad.
that's amazing. So, it was just this last year, not too long ago, that you got
Ye-
diagnosed.
No,
Wow,
I got diagnosed in July of last year,
that is
and
just
strangely, just a day after my wedding anniversary.
wow. Isn't that something? Hmm. So,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you something, and my mind just let me look at my notes. I didn't want to look at my notes. Okay. So yeah, I don't want to look at my notes. So
Look at it. Look at it.
how do you feel? How do you feel? Like, what are some of the things that you feel um, going through?
The
No, but
treatment.
not going for the treatment. But what are some of the symptoms that you feel because of the cancer, the cervical cancer? Are there any symptoms? How does it make you feel when you
For
throw
me,
up? Do you throw up? Does it make you feel tired?
the chemotherapy, both the chemo and the radiation does make you feel tired.
Uh-huh.
There are days I feel really, really drained, and there are days I feel good. And also days I feel like I feel so sad, but I can't explain why I feel sad.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kadiana can relate to what I'm saying. I can't explain. You just can't explain to anybody why you feel that way, but then you just feel that way. But I always just think positive for it, and I have a lot of supporters. My team Nymphia is it's big and very positive.
Awesome, awesome. So let's go to Katie and Afolbe because we want it to be like a discussion. We don't want to be question. We want to be a discussion. Okay, so tell us about you, Kadiana, because I'm gonna be right. Tell us about yourself, where you grew up, where your family is from.
Okay, so good night, everybody. Um, I was born and raised in the community of Bellevue, Vieux Fort. Um, I am the last of six children from my mom. My dad, we stopped counting at 17. Um, I have two kids. My son is 20, my daughter is 11. Um, I was diagnosed officially in January of 2020. I was officially diagnosed with stage 3 B1 cervical cancer. The B1 because there was already some lymph node involvement in my left lymph node. So um, I underwent treatment in Connecticut. Um, I had 36 sessions of external radiation. I had 6 sessions of internal radiation. I had
Oh,
6 sessions of chemotherapy the first time. Then I went on to have surgery, and then I had an additional 4 sessions of chemotherapy.
So
And I'm
hold on a
happy to
second.
say that, go ahead.
Go ahead, and I'll ask you the question.
I was going to say, I'm happy to say that September 14th of 2020 made it 2 years since I've been cancer free, and I'm hoping that it remains that way for a long time. forever
Wow.
actually.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Jehovah. Listen, I want to ask you this. So, I mean, you just give us a brief. I want to go into detail. Okay, tell not to. If I'm asking too much time, Cindy, no, I cannot answer that. Okay. So,
Not at all. I'm very open,
all
so
right.
ask away.
So, what give us take us into the journey, okay? Because upon conversation with you, I understood that you, when you got the diagnosis, you just shave your hair off. Tell us about the journey from the time you got the diagnosis, what you went in for, how you got the diagnosis, and how you went to shaving off your hair. And then I'll ask you another question.
So, like I said, I was officially diagnosed in January of 2020. I went into the hospital because I had severe abdominal pain. It was a lot. It was very, very painful. And at that point, I had already started bleeding. Um, and that night, to be honest with you, I had 17 doctors look at me. 17. And by the end of the
Wow.
night, it was confirmed that I had cervical cancer. But then I got the stage that I was diagnosed with. My sister was there with me, so that helped. It helped soften the blow, I would say.
Yes.
But I went into fight mode. I knew that I needed to fight. I have two kids. I needed to fight for them. Um, and I was not gonna let it, take over my life. So I went into fight mode. It was a lot of doctor visits, it was a lot of scans, it was a lot of tests just to make sure that, I had the right treatment plan. And once everything was finalized, we went straight into treatment. It was in the middle of the pandemic. So, unlike other cancer patients who would have had a family member with them because my chemo sessions was almost 10 hours, unlike everybody who would have family with them, I had to do it alone in a
Mm.
strange city.
So hold
um,
on. You had that.
but
You said you were in the strange city. So you came from St. Lucia, but you were visiting, and then you went to see the doctor, and then that came
yes,
on.
yes,
Oh wow.
yes, yes. So, like I said, in the middle of the pandemic, but my doctors and the nurses, they were awesome. They never made me feel alone. So, my story has so many parts. During my treatment, my doctor recommended genetic testing because my mom died of ovarian cancer. My dad died of prostate cancer, and cancer is in the family. So, my doctor decided, hey, we're just gonna do genetic testing just to make sure that you're not, um, susceptible to any more cancers. And I said, okay. Both my sisters had already done genetic testing, and they were good. So I was very positive, and I was like, all right, cool. We went into that strong. And then he said, I'm sorry. He said, I'm sorry, you carried a gene. You tested positive for the gene that you carried a gene that causes breast and ovarian cancer. I said, okay. And again, at that time, I made up my mind. I said, take it out. Anything that's going to be a problem, remove it. So after my very first set of treatment, I met with my doctors, and we decided that I was going to remove my ovaries and my fallopian tubes. Um, just before surgery, again, middle of the pandemic, you have to get tested for COVID. I went to get tested for COVID, and sure enough, I had COVID. So,
Oh my goodness.
um,
So everything all in one
yeah,
happening to you.
we had to treat the COVID. Um, and then once I was clear, I went in for the surgery. And then um, I had my last set of chemo. Just to make sure we got rid of everything, I had my last set of chemo. And that is when I decided to shave my head. So the very first set of chemo, it made my hair thin out, but I had dreads on, so it was not really visible.
Hmm.
But my last set of chemo, would definitely, you know, get rid of all of it. So it's the only thing that I could control during treatment. That was the only power I had because cancer took everything. The only power I had was to decide to cut my hair as opposed to letting cancer take it gradually. So I
Mm-hmm.
sat. My sister, again, bless her heart, I don't know how I would have gone through that without her. She shaved my head. And I just felt powerful in that moment that cancer it would have taken that, but I made the decision first to, to shave my head.
Yes, you took control of something that you had control of.
Yes.
And that was not
Yes.
something it would have taken away from you. That's a good perspective to
Nope.
look at it. I'm going to put on the screen some of the photos. I'm going to first put a picture of Nympha, and I'm gonna go back and forth, and you're gonna explain to me what's going on. You ladies gonna explain to me what's going on there, okay? So
Okay.
let me see. So this is you here. What's going on here, sweetheart Nympha?
Oh, this is one of the days I was receiving chemotherapy. So, so
Okay.
that's how
And
it started. It started just,
how long did your therapy last? Like, I heard that Kadiana said her chemo lasted like I would say 10 hours.
oh, my session
Most
is
likely,
about
yeah.
2 to 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. It depends for me when we go in there. You check your vitals. If your blood pressure is a little escalated, then they allow you to relax first. So that takes some time sometimes. But if your blood pressure is like has a normal reading, then you start right away. Like this week, my blood pressure had a normal reading, so I started right away, and I was done in 2.5 hours this week.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So where are you there? Are you in St. Lucia?
No, I'm in Guyana.
You in Guyana? Okay.
I'm in the Cancer Institute of Guyana. That's why I'm receiving my treatment.
Oh wow. Okay. So there you are again.
Yeah.
So how has um how has that affected your life?
Oh, I'm away from family. That's hard. Right now I'm not working because I have to be receiving treatment. So it's just very difficult being away and then being away from family and not knowing anybody where you are. But I'm very thankful that my sister is there with me. She's taken time off of her work and even her daughter just
Mm-hmm.
to be with me in Guyana. So I have that support, which I'm very, very grateful for. Had it not been for, I think it would have been more difficult for me to be able to cope with the transition and to deal with the side effects. There's some days I don't even want to get off my bed, but then I have to push. Um, I don't even know. It's just sometimes it's just so hard to explain how it
Yes.
affects you.
So
It affects you
how does it affect
mentally.
your work? I understand that you had a little business. That's a you had Nim's Kitchen or something like that. Is it Nim's?
Nymphia. It's
How did that affect
Nymphia.
your business?
I had to close because I was not doing well at all because before I actually went into surgery, I was having a lot of pain where sometimes I only had like 2 hours or 3 hours of sleep at night, and I knew every corner of my house, including the beds, the floor, the bedrooms, the bathroom, anywhere I found comfort during the time I was going for the pain, I would just put myself there just to get that relief. I should be taking painkillers. I was supposed to be every 8 hours. I should be taking it every 2 to 3 hours sometimes. I think I thought I was going to get addicted to painkillers at the time before surgery. I did not have an issue with my period or bleeding, so I never expected it to be cervical cancer. So getting the diagnosis also came as a shock because they say cervical cancer, you have abnormal bleeding, um, in between periods and all of that, and pain. The pain I was having was just in my pelvic area. So it was
Wow.
very, very, very difficult. But after surgery I started sleeping, so I'm like, okay, everything is back to normal, not knowing that this was coming to hit me. like a
Wow.
ton of bricks.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So now this is
the pain was really excruciating then.
very,
Because
very.
if you had to lie down on the floor, find anywhere
Yes.
that
Let
that
me
must
tell you,
be.
when I was in my shop during that time, sometimes I would just close the kitchen for a little bit. I had a piece of cardboard. I used to put it on the floor in the kitchen and find a place where I put my leg up on the wall and lie down flat for a few minutes just to get some sort of relief so I could continue working. Because
Wow.
I work for myself, so you cannot
Yes.
days you have to say, you know what, no matter what you're feeling, you have to go on. That there are bills to be paid, you have a child, you have children to take care of. Well, not really children because my older daughter works already. She's 23, but I have
Mm-hmm.
a 5-year-old I have to take care of. I have
Mm-hmm.
myself I have to take care of. So there are days I had to push through.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, when I have my period, okay, now we're getting graphic here. When I have my period, okay, I feel like they're taking my back and they're bending it like this, okay?
Mhm.
It's bad. It's really bad. When people don't hear me for 5 or 6 days, that means I'm in serious pain, and that is before my period. So I could imagine that you having that pelvic pain, and you have to find. And how I found comfort is lie down flat on the floor, just flat on my
Mhm.
back for like
Let me
about
tell
five
you,
minutes.
5 minutes. I used to go all over. Sometimes in the my husband used to say, but the floor is so cold. What you doing on the floor? I'm like, no, that's why I feel comfortable.
It's
Or
soothing.
I would just go in a baby position, cradle myself up and get that comfort.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Let me say hello to our viewers. I have not said hello to our viewers tonight, so let me say hello to our viewers. Let me tell you who's watching. Of course, Megan T. Moses. She said,
All right.
"I only okay. Good night, Megan." Alcest
That's my daughter.
Ismail. Good night, and Adriana Etienne. Good night. Cool Vibes Radio. Good night. Okay, I don't see anybody else. Okay. Yes. So and Anna Kanai. Good night. So we have a few. Claret Dubois is watching. Good night. Listen, guys. I'm just listening to you and shades of love. Good night. I'm just in awe of just that little bit. So I'm gonna show, let me take off the slides for a minute, okay? So you lost your job, you lost your livelihood. How were you able to pay for the treatments?
Let me tell you, at that point, they have no shame in the game. I started asking, knocking on every door I knew of, even those people asked me to knock on. I started knocking on these doors. We did fundraising. My friends, my family, everybody teamed up and then started putting out these flyers and started asking. I went to the Ministry of Health. I went everywhere. Everywhere I could think of, I went. Because I'm like, I am not allowing this thing to beat me. I have a life to live. I have a family that I need to take care of, and my family needs me, and I need my family as well. I have not
Mm,
I'm not done living yet, so I'm not going to allow that thing to come and take away my life, and I'm not ready for that. No. So I knocked and knocked and knocked and knocked, and I'm still knocking.
wow. Listen, you will have to do what you got to do to survive. And
Yeah.
if you don't have it, let me tell you, there are people out there who are willing to help with situations like that. And sometimes it is our own pride that prevents us
Yes.
from asking for help. You know, I was like that at one
Yep.
point, but I don't want to ask people for help. My son,
Me too.
he said, Mom, what you gonna do? You gonna stay there and you're going to serve? Or you going to stay with us
Okay.
here?
Okay.
Ask for help. Me, I don't have no problem. The most you can tell me is no.
No,
And it's
exactly.
not going to
Exactly.
kill me.
That's
I'm
exactly
just
what I.
going to go to the next one. So I am so proud of you for just taking on, putting that pride down. Like you say, you don't care. You just went ahead and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Let
And
me tell you, I say the Bible said, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock on
yeah.
the door and it will be open. So I was doing all of that. You could just tell me no, or say, hey, tomorrow you could say, hey, I help that girl. You know what? I don't even care what you have to say about it tomorrow because I know I am thankful that you gave me when I needed. So if you
Yes.
want to bring me down to you, I don't even care about that. I know I got what I needed when I needed it, and I'm very grateful for everyone who's come in and helped me
And you know,
financially,
when
spiritually,
somebody helps you,
emotionally.
when somebody
Yes,
helps you, no matter what kind of support they give you, it does not, their reward does not come from you. It comes from the Most High God.
Comes
And
from
people
God.
have to remember
yes,
that.
definitely.
Understand? It comes from God. You know, I have to check myself sometimes on that too. It comes from God. Sometimes, even if when somebody's unappreciative of what you do for,
Yeah,
what you do for them or what they've done, but still, the reward is not from us, and the reward we're going to get is greater. So it's not,
but
okay,
yeah,
for somebody to help you. The Bible tell you, keep your mouth shut, don't let, your right hand know what your left hand is doing. Okay. So
left
it
hand
is
girls, yes.
important, is everybody there? Sometimes my internet trips. Yeah, so shades of Sandra Niles is watching. Shades of Love, she said she agrees. She agrees. What did she say? Yes, she agrees. I can see who wants to reproach them. It's on them. Exactly. Me. I have glasses on. You see, I can't see. Nymphia, I'm telling you, you just inspire me. I'm going like these ladies. How did I not know them before? So, Kadiana, tell us a little bit more about your story. I want to hear a bit more about your story. So, okay, you shave your hair. Let me show you a picture now. You shaved your hair, okay? So that was. Tell us. You see, the reason why I'm saying is that I'm going like, I don't know. I've always wanted to shave, and I think when we had a conversation, I said I always wanted to shave because I wanted, my hair was thinning out when I was pregnant with my daughter. I was going through so much stress, so this was breaking here. This was breaking here. I'm going like, I'm gonna shave it off, but I never got to doing it because I was scared of how I was going to look, and I didn't like wigs at the time. I love them now. You see, I have
You
plenty.
have when you shave your head, you just have to rock it.
Yeah.
Yes, you
So
do.
Kadiana, tell us what's
Yes, you
happening
do.
there. Tell us what's
Okay?
happening there,
Put on your
Kadiana.
earrings, put some lipstick if you do.
So in the first photo, the one that says A, this is when I actually went into the hospital with the pain. That's the
Mhm.
night that I was diagnosed. And the two other photos, that's just me receiving chemotherapy. Like I said, it was 10 hours. I would go into the hospital at about 7 and I would leave at about 5, 7 a.m. and leave at about 5 p.m. So it was an entire day
Wow.
of treatment. Like Nympha said, when I walked in, they would have to do my vitals, check the blood pressure, make sure my white blood cells were good,
Yeah.
and then
All of
I
them.
had to get a bunch of pre-treatment drugs.
Mhm.
Once that was done, then they would go into the actual chemo. So
Okay. So
that's what this is.
Ninfa
But I had
said,
my hair in all three. I still
I
had my
see that,
dreads
and I
there.
see you had a little tie up, a little purple,
Yes,
thing tied up in your hair. So you still had your hair then, okay? So Ninfa
I did.
Elsa said, I'm super proud of my nene. She called you Nana.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Okay, I love her. I'm telling you, last time I had her on the show, she was cracking everybody up with her poems. I love her. And
Yeah.
she said she's the definition of a strong woman. You both are a definition of the strong black woman. And I'm gonna add Saint Lucian woman to that. Strong black Saint Lucian woman. Black queens. And Shades of Love said they have you speechless. Yes, they do. So before I ask you the other question, Kadiana, before I show the picture of your you cutting off your hair, let me bring back the ad for everybody to know about this young lady who's missing. Okay, so this is everybody, this is once again, this is Samantha Dini's primer. She has been missing for 3 whole weeks, maybe 4 whole weeks now, and the family is frantically searching for her. So if you have seen her, if you have any information about where she may be, if you have just an inkling, please let everybody know. Call the cops, call the family, and did I say cops? Okay, yeah. And they are having a search party for her. So they're having it all four boroughs: Queens, Manhattan, the Bronx, and Brooklyn. And the meeting point is at the Eastern Parkway in Utica, near the Catholic Church. So they meet at 11 a.m. on January 15th. Okay, so please go support the family to find this young lady. She's nonverbal, she's autistic, and she's deaf. So that adds fuel to the fire, if you want to say, so this and it's very heartbreaking, because I've ever since I found out about this, I've laid down, and it's just been on my mind. I even called my last guest. I even named my last guest Primus yesterday. I give him the last name Primus because her last name Primus was on my mind. So yeah, please support the family, and go show your support. Give any kind of assistance that you can. And here is the information again. Look on the screen. You can always go back to watch this and this live and see the information on there. You can call Sophia Primus, or you can call Genevieve Primus. The information is on there. Please go support the family, guys. Go help find her, because nobody wants to lose a family member. It could happen to any of us, okay, to any of our family members. So please go support the family. And I'm going to give a little bit more information. I'm going to show that flyer again later, so that we could help the family in the best way that we can. Okay, spread the news, share this live, let people know about it. Okay, so again, her name is Samantha Primus. Okay, Samantha Denise Primus. All right, guys. So, my dear sweetheart, now you shaved your hair. How did that feel? Liberating?
Very. Like I said, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Like I said, it was the only time that I had control over what was happening since I was diagnosed with cancer, because, went into the doctors and they just said, hey, you have to get chemo, you have to get radiation. And then with radiation, we like to say radiation is a gift that keeps on giving, because right now I still suffer from side effects from radiation. So that was the only control I really had over what was happening to my body. And I decided that I didn't want my hair to fall out in patches. So I decided to shave it off before it
So
fell
good.
off
Look
in
at you there.
patches.
So look at you there. So you touch it. Oh my God. You are just, I'm feeling this right now.
Yep.
I got my heart
Yep.
mess.
And also it also, when I found out that I was going to lose my hair, it reminded me of my mom. My mom lost her hair, and my mother had so much hair on her head at the time, and her hair fell off in patches, and I didn't want that to be me. I did not want that to be my story, so I decided to shave off my head myself. So the very first picture with my hand on my head, that's right after I shaved my head, and a picture with the survivor shirt on, that was my last first set of no that was my last set of chemo, sorry. So um after my very first chemo session, after shaving my head, a day or two after, I went to the shower and I just passed the rag on my head and I came out a bald woman. All of
Wow.
the hair fell off. It happened that
Wow.
quickly, so I was very happy that I shaved my head off.
I applaud you, because, like I said, I had problems. So let me read this to you, and this really caught my attention. Um, it says here, my eyes are not good. Said, during my cancer treatment, my doctors had made me do genetic testing, given my family history of cancer. I unfortunately tested positive for the BRCA1 gene mutation. This is the gene that causes breast and ovarian cancer. So you had both genes. And so
Yes,
because I
so I tested positive for the BRCA1 gene mutation, and it that gene causes both ovarian and breast cancer.
wow, so we're gonna get to that next. So you
Mm-hmm.
said because I already had a cancer, my chance of getting breast cancer is 85%. So
Yep.
as a precautionary measure, what did you do?
So, as a precautionary measure, I decided that I was going to take them off. I was going to amputate both breasts, and I opted for no reconstruction. So, I opted for a flat chest.
So listen, this was the one that I could understand the hair and stuff. I'm going like, wait a minute. I cannot see myself partying with my girls.
And
I'm
I
going like,
loved my girls. Anybody who knows me knew that I loved my girls. I was very proud of my girls. I loved my girls a lot. But my girls were about to kill me, and so I had to say goodbye. I
and
had
what
to
was
say
that
goodbye.
decision like for you?
Um, I made my peace with it because I found out that I had a BRCA1 gene maybe in March. So I had from March until October to make my peace with it. So I made my peace with it. I was fine with it. I had already made up my mind, I'm going to let them go. And at the time when the surgery came, I was fine. My sister
I'm,
was not, but I was fine.
I'm laughing because your sister said, yes, the girls were always under her chin.
Always. That's very true. Anybody who knows me knew how much I loved my girls. I was in love with my girls.
Oh my
But it was
goodness.
time to part with them.
That is so much bravery, you know? I know a lot of people it would have caused, and I'm sure you had some emotional distress along with that, but you took the decision to save your life, and that was what's more
Yeah.
important. You know, we can do without an arm, we can do without a leg, we can have decent lives. You understand? But when we are gone, we leave people there so you made a decision. I choose life over everything else. You
Yep.
understand? And that was
Yep.
really really powerful. That was one of the things. Listen, I spoke to Kadiana last year when somebody, I think Cathy Cathy Antoine, right? I think she's
Yes.
your cousin. So she told me about you, and I'm going like, when I told her, she told me, let's do it. I think it was in November we spoke, and I'm going like,
Yes.
we're gonna do it in January. Listen, guess what I called first in January for my show? Yeah, because I wanted people to hear the strength of this woman, the courage that she has. A lot of us would have gone, oh, she said, and that's such a great example for every woman out there who gonna be facing these things. Girl,
Yep.
you go be fine, okay? Because you right
Yes,
now, you
I
have
will
the
be.
warrior status, okay?
Yeah.
You both do. You're the warrior. So tell us
Yep.
about that picture. You had just had the surgery.
Yes, that was maybe a day after surgery. Trust me, holding the phone, I was not supposed to be doing that, and it was very painful, but I wanted to
Could
document
imagine.
it, so I took the photo. um the drains on the side, I had to keep it for about a week. Having the surgery was not easy, it was very hard. I had to sleep in a recliner because getting on and off the bed was just so painful. Listen, when you have a surgery, that's when you realize how many muscles you use to do simple tasks. So getting
Yeah.
off the bed was too much. I had to sleep in a recliner. I couldn't shower myself. My sister had to do it for me. I could not brush my teeth. My sister had to do it for me. It was that surgery was hard. It was hard. I had to measure the drains, the fluids that come out. I had to measure it every day. I really wanted to get them out because there were literally two holes in my side that the drains were coming out of, and that was very uncomfortable and painful.
Oh my goodness.
Um, yeah, so that's what this picture is. The
So what
second
about that picture on
photo,
that side there? I was wondering what
I'm
was
sorry.
happening there. That picture on the
So
on the
they're
right.
drains. After the surgery, they put the drains so it could drain out the fluid. Kind of like, when you have a burn, that fluid that accumulates under the skin. That's
Yes.
the only way I can think to explain it. So that's what they keep. They drain that out. So this has the drain out completely, and then they pull out the drains, and then you're fine. So in picture number two, the drains were gone. The tape had come off my chest. But this is just, I wanted to show that the size of my stomach, really. I've had to battle with that for so long because in 2020 I had three surgeries. I had three surgeries in 2020, and I still to this day suffer with gas. So this was just my stomach full of gas. This
I
is
didn't know what
my
to make
baby
of
that I
it.
was carrying around.
This
So I wanted to document that.
so Cynthia Fontenelle is watching. Good night for Cynthia. Um Laura Alphonse is watching all the way from the UK. Good night, sweetheart. I don't know who Raindrops is, but good night,
Oh,
Raindrops.
she's my cousin.
Oh, okay, okay, good night. All right. So, oh my gosh. So let's she said she didn't want to document it. Okay, so let's look at another picture. So, oh my gosh, this
Oh,
it
you're
gave
so
me
strong.
it
For
gave me
those who, I have a very unaffair sister, and I might be just as unaffair as her. So this was the photo shoot. Now I need to say that my sister was not okay with my decision to have my breasts removed. She was not okay. I made my peace with it, but it was traumatic for her. Like really,
mm,
really traumatic for her. I remember the day the nurse took off the bandage, she was upset and she's like, who gave her permission to? Because she was not ready to see it. And I understand that. I guess to help her make peace with it, we had to have a photo shoot. I mean, of course, the bald head, the no breast, we had to have a
Let
photo
me
shoot.
tell you.
The picture to the left was my photo shoot. The picture to the right is actually again my big stomach. Listen, but that was when they removed the surgical bra,
mhm.
and I was just left with the tape, and my drains were out. This is what this picture celebrates: the drains being out.
Okay, okay,
The
yes.
Right.
drains are out, so that the discomfort was no more.
So after everything, so were you did they ever find, well, I guess I don't know how this works, but I guess that they never you will never be able to be diagnosed with the breast cancer because you took out the breast, you didn't have any more breast.
Right. So my doctor begged me to have reconstruction. I had that option. I opted not to. With the reconstruction, I would have to change whatever it is I chose. I would have to go in there every 10 years, sorry. I just wanted to have surgery and be done with it. Plus, with reconstruction, they would have to save the skin. Sometimes the skin has the cancer cell. I
Oh
didn't
my.
want to take that risk. Just get rid of it, and I don't have to worry about breast cancer at all.
Amen.
Wow.
So I just said, get rid of it.
Wow. That's a drastic decision. And you know, we all need to know what works for us. We all need to know within ourselves what is best, for us and what we want for ourselves. And in that moment, you make that decision and you stuck to it. And sometimes a lot of us, we maybe including myself, I'm very indecisive, and I go back and forth on things. But sometimes when we pray about stuff and God gives us the answer, and we know that this is what is going to help us, we got to take it and run with it. you
Most
know.
And
definitely.
also, Cindy, when you've gone through something and you know what it feels like to go through it, if there is
Hmm.
a chance, the slightest chance that you can avoid going through it again, you take that chance. I was not
Yes.
Yes.
about to go and endure chemo and radiation. I was not about to do that again. So
Yes.
the decision was that simple. I didn't want to go that route again, so
Hmm.
just take it off. And I'm fine. I'm
And
fine
you have been cancer free.
for 2 years now, and I'm hoping that it stays that way forever.
We pray.
Forever.
Yeah. So Ninfa, seeing that your friend went, first of all, how did the two of you meet?
Same school. We went to Viva Company together.
Hey,
Yep. Graduated same year.
so what happened? You listen, don't give no gifts, eh? Okay. I'm not giving gifts like that, okay? How you all went to Compre? I went to Compre to Hmm.
Yeah. We went to
It's the
Company.
best school.
What year you all went?
We
94 to
graduated
99.
99.
Oh, okay. I was way ahead of you guys. Yeah, a couple of years. Not too much. So, oh my gosh. So you took off those breasts. You took off those girl.
I did.
I got to talk to my girls now. Okay. So so my question to you, Nita, is this. Do you think that you ever get to the point where if it comes to making a decision like Kadiana did, do you think that you would be comfortable doing that?
Yeah. In a heartbeat, because I want to live. I have to see a lot of things before I close these eyes forever. So I would
Mm-hmm.
do it without even thinking of I need my breast. I could live without my breast. I'm living.
Wow.
That's the
Wow.
important thing, right? It's not the breast. Anything
Wow.
that has to be removed right now so that will save me. I'm removing it.
I want to say this though. When you make the decision and the decision is not made for you, it's different.
Yeah.
Like I said, I shaved
You
my
have more
head. I was
control.
okay with losing it. I made the decision to have my breast amputated. I'm okay. But I'll tell you this, I have two kids. I did not want any more. I have a boy and I have a girl, and I was fine. I wanted no more. But when I had that surgery to remove my fallopian tube and my ovaries, the choice of having children was taken from me. I did not want any more kids, but I grieved for that because I did not have the choice anymore, if that makes sense.
Yes, I do. I
I
understand.
grieved.
Mm.
So
But for
when you
me,
are
I
able to
made
make
that
the
decision.
decision, it's easier.
Yeah.
But when the decision is made for you, it
Mm-hmm.
takes some time
It
to
takes
get
away the
used to.
power. It takes away your power. So
Yes,
it's like
Yes.
you have no
it does.
control over it
Yes.
anymore. Because for me, my doctor didn't even want me to have the hysterectomy because she said it's just a mass and it's not cancer. So just take out the mass and you live. I'm like, no, I'm taking out everything, including my ovaries. I want everything out. She's like, are you sure you're young? I feel I have two kids already. I'm married. My husband doesn't want any more kids. I don't want any more children. So that's fine. I want it out. I'm preventing myself from dealing with cancer. And here I am still dealing with cancer.
Every time Nympha says that, I want to stress on the point that ladies and for everybody, it is super, super important for you to advocate for yourself. Sometimes our doctors don't always listen.
No, they
And we
don't.
have to advocate for ourselves, especially when we know exactly what we want. I, in a sense, I didn't really advocate for myself when it came to my to removing the breast. My doctor felt that I was young. I'm gonna regret this, and I kept telling him I'm not. Like, just get
Yes.
rid of it. I'll be fine. And I don't know if you go back to the photo, you'd realize that I have this little flap under my arm.
Yes. Let me see. Yeah.
I didn't want, so he left the flap just in case. I change my mind. So if I change my mind and I want to have reconstruction, I can. But I don't want
Mm.
the flap. I don't want reconstruction. And I wish I had researched enough. So because now I'm finding out that I could have said to him that I wanted a flat closure. And I didn't know better. I did not know
Yes.
better. So it's
So
super
now,
important to advocate for yourself. Do your research and
yes.
advocate for yourself.
It is. It is.
The
You
flap.
have the
So now
power
he
there.
removed the breast from my chest and he placed it under my arms.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
goodness.
Yeah, it looks like another set of breasts that you didn't want.
I didn't want it.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. So I even forgot what I was gonna ask. I forgot what I was gonna ask you. Oh my gosh. So this is your sister, right?
Yes,
She said
this
she was
is
not
my sister,
panicking
and
at all.
this is us finding out that I was cancer free. And I didn't realize that I was holding my breath throughout my entire treatment. And you can ask her. I think I cried twice throughout my treatment. The one day, it was my last chemo, and I really wanted her to go in with me. Like I just wanted her to be there. My last hurrah. Again, COVID, she could not come. I cried that day. And then you would think I'd celebrate when the doctor said, "You're cancer free." I cried like a baby.
Because everything that you were
I
holding inside of you, all that
Yep,
strength, you understand, you let it go,
yep,
because at least you're
You
gonna get
know,
some
yeah.
relief. The fight that you're
yep,
fighting, all the fight that you put up, you let it go now, because you're gonna get a little
yep.
bit of relief. Wow.
So
Wow,
this
wow,
was us finding out that that's it. I'm cancer
wow,
free. My
wow.
fight was not over, but that
Mm-hmm.
aspect of it
Yeah, that absolutely.
was done. Yep.
Mm-mm-mm. Wow. So I don't okay. Let me see how I can rephrase that. So how did you guys get funding? How did you guys get funding for the surgery? Let me fix my glasses. My glasses are good enough. How did you guys get
Um.
funding, financial help to go through the chemotherapy and
So
yeah.
I fortunately, the company that I was working with at the time, they were amazing. They were absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
They raised funds. They raised funds. Without them, I don't know. Without them, I don't know. They were absolutely amazing. I never lost my job. I was out for a little over a year. They were amazing. And also the hospital that I went to, amazing. I don't want to say lucky. I just want to say only God. Only
It was
God.
blessed.
The hospital that I went to provided a grant, and it helped between my job and the grant, because I had a GoFundMe as well.
Hmm.
They covered everything.
Wow.
Only God. Only God.
He never abandons us, honey. He never
But
abandons
at
us.
all.
No.
Nope.
What about you, Ninfa? What kind of funding did you get to help you as you're going through your chemotherapy?
I got assistance from Ministry of Health. They
Mm-hmm.
financed the bill.
Mm-hmm.
I have a GoFundMe going on. I had some fundraising activities. I have friends and families who just donated
Mm-hmm.
to assist me. Um, my friend Alces, even before knowing the diagnosis, because I was going through all that medical expense trying to find out what was going on with me,
Mm-hmm.
started raising funds by selling stuff that she prepared
Mm-hmm.
and selling it and donating this money to me. And sometimes some of the stuff that she would prepare, she would bring it to my shop and I would sell it. And she's like, "That's whatever money you make out of it is yours towards your medical expense." So my friend started even before my diagnosis by
Wow.
helping me raise funds. Yeah,
Hats
and
off
I'm
to
so
you.
grateful for. Well, she's no longer my friend; she's my sister
Yes,
because we've
yes.
known each other for so long.
Like a friend. No. No.
Yeah.
Yes. Listen. guys. So I is your GoFundMe still going on?
Yes, it's still going on.
Okay, so guys, listen, I put the GoFundMe on the screen here and I'm going to put it in the chat. If you to help Ninfa with her medical bills, please I'm putting it in the chat. Go donate to her GoFundMe. Okay, I put it in the chat so you could see, and I put it on the screen as well. Take a screenshot, write it down quickly. I'm gonna leave it there for a little bit so that you could help her out, because as you can see, this lady is going through so much. You can see what Kadiana went through, and she had help. And let me tell you, medical bills are not cheap. They are
Nope.
expensive, especially to take chemotherapy and radiation and all this. They're not cheap. So please,
And
please, please, I'm calling out to the St. Lucian community, to call out to all women out there, all families, donate to help this lady. Okay, do the best that you can to support her, to help her, because she has a children to be there for. Okay, she still got some things to do with her life. Okay, she still got some things. She's still young. Okay. Wow. So you said the ministry. So what is St. Lucia doing on the whole? Okay, you ladies are from St. Lucia. What is St. Lucia doing on the whole to help people with who have been diagnosed with cancers and stuff like that, especially, what you're going through, cervical cancer? What are some of the things that they have in place for cervical cancer, those who are battling it and those survivors as well?
Um, I've been trying to get some information regarding that, and I'm hoping that I wanted to have the information ready for tonight, but unfortunately, I was not able to get it. I reached out to the Ministry of Health, and she told me that, well, I shouldn't say she, they said that there are ongoing activities within the communities. However, the communication unit is currently working on information to inform the public through the media of what's ongoing. By next week, look out for more information on what's currently happening. In the meantime, there should be information sessions going on at the wellness centers in various communities. So I wait. Um, I had a few questions that I posed, and they're supposed to get back to me. I wish I had the information to share because I think it's necessary, but I'm still waiting. I just wish that because cervical cancer, it's a cancer that's not talked about. It's an under the belt
yeah.
cancer, and there's so much stigma attached to it. So people are not as forthcoming as breast cancer. October, social media, the entire country, everywhere is painted pink.
It's entertaining.
But
Yeah.
in January, some people don't even know the colors, the ribbon colors for cervical cancer.
Also because
It's still
cancer.
on
This
white, by the
it,
way.
because even
Yeah.
in
So
Guyana, as I received my treatment in Guyana, when I got there in November, and they still had everything about breast cancer painted everywhere, pamphlets, the ribbons and everything in pink. But we're in January and there's nothing identity saying that it's cervical cancer awareness month. So
Mhm.
I did
yep.
ask I didn't even get an answer. It's like they just brushed me off.
Wow. So
Yeah.
ladies, I want to help you guys. So anything, I know I cannot do too much, but having that platform, I want to use it. Laurie Cardin says teal and white sisters. So probably that's
Laurie Cadden. So I'm not sure if you see my shirt. It says Survivor,
uh-huh.
and the reason it's spelled like this deliberately.
Uh-huh.
Laurie is one of my Survivor
Cervical
sisters. I
survivor. Okay.
introduced Nymphia to Survivor,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the group that helped me during my treatment.
Okay.
Your
So I want
doctors can tell you
go
what
ahead.
to expect, but I wanted to interact with a group of women who had either gone through what I was about to go through or who was going through it, and they would be able to go through it with me. And I just typed cervical cancer on Facebook, and the group Survivor popped up. My saving grace. My
So
saving grace.
I'm
Nothing
going to
is too much. Go
I'm going
ahead.
to put, while you're speaking, I'm going to put the GoFundMe information back because I have it. But I'm going to put what Laurie is sharing because it is important that people see that, and I want to take on that cause to advocate for cervical cancer with you ladies, because I think as women it is important that we support other women, especially when we know, this is something that any of us could go through. You
Yeah,
understand?
it's not written on anybody's face.
Exactly. And so we need to be able to stand up and fight with other women like ourselves, because, who knows? I may be sitting down, who knows? Tomorrow I may get a diagnosis. Any of us on this show as women can be in that situation. So we have got to, help each other out, promote, support, advocate. You understand, for it. So,
Exactly.
yeah, so we need to, and anything that y'all need me to do, to use my platform to do, I am here. Okay, I am here. If you
Okay.
want to bring people on, if whatever, if you want to, I am here to answer. And I was thinking to, I didn't say that to you guys, but I want next Thursday. I left it open because I had that idea that, okay, January is cervical cancer, health awareness month. And so I wanted to know if you guys could find somebody who is able to, like a medical professional, who's able to come and to even explain a little bit more about it, if from their perspective, what cervical cancer is. Okay, so I want to be able to do that.
In the meantime, Lori, um, oh God, I'm calling you Lori. I'm
Thank you,
sorry. Hi,
Laurie.
Lori. I love you too. In the meantime, Cindy. In the meantime, Cindy, Lori just placed the website on there,
Yes, I was
survivor.org.
just about to
All
show
of the
it.
information that you could ever need is on there. Our stories are
Let me
on
tell
there.
you.
There's information regarding HPV on there. Anything you want to know, you just go to survivor.org, and I promise you, you're going to get everything on there. So,
Oh
in the
yeah, they're very,
meantime,
very,
and
they're
I
very
mean, if all
helpful.
you do is just read the stories, it's okay too, because there are some very powerful stories on there.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And stories are important in encouraging and empowering people, empowering
Mm-hmm.
them and
Very
giving the
true.
strength to do what they would not be able to do on their own. Okay, so they
Very
are very
true.
important. I have, I can't, like I always tell people, when I came on the show, I didn't know what I was doing. I just came because I wanted an outing. I wanted to see people, talk to people about my stuff and about what I was going through. And then I find through the stories of others, I'm empowered. You understand? So, I am telling you, ladies, y'all are amazing. Okay. So I wanted to ask you about one little picture. Okay. Listen, this picture
For
right here.
me,
So the one you eating the mango. You were eating the mango with so much. Oh, made me feel like I want to eat a mango too now.
looks can be so deceiving. I wish my sister was on to explain this to you. Listen, I don't know what the mango tastes like.
You
I have
don't know.
no idea what it tastes like. I had no taste buds, none. But I
Oh,
wanted the mango.
So you just
I
ate it
wanted a
because it was
mango.
a mango. Let me see.
Yep.
Shades of Love. I'm gonna send you a link. I want you to come and explain to us. What, send your sister the link. If you have the link, send it to her. So I want her
She
to
has the
explain
link.
what
She
that
should
mango
be on
tasted like.
there.
Yeah, she's on there. I see her. I'm gonna put you on the spot. So let me tell you what our viewers have been saying while looking for her. That mango looks so juicy. I say she must be enjoying that mango, but you do know what it tastes like, girl. You go, girl.
Nope.
You a powerhouse. Um, so let me see. So Ninfa, have you had that experience where you lose taste or anything in your mouth?
yeah, it's especially when you take the chemotherapy. It leaves like a metallic taste in your mouth. That everything tastes like metal, and like you just can't
Yep.
taste anything. It's
Mm-hmm.
really, really, really bad.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks to Kadiana, I now know to eat with the plastic utensil, so at least it's a little less when I eat. When I try to eat something, and there are days you have cravings, and when you get it, you don't want it. It's messed up.
Wow. So I'm gonna put some of the comments that we get. So this is what Alson sent to Ninfa. I'm making it fun now. So why you have to put me on the spot like that?
because we love you.
Oh my god. Laurie, this is what Laurie said. You know, it's so funny. I have so much fun if you guys have it. It's not even fun. This is what Laurie said. And survivors.org, Shades of Love said this group was a lifesaver, okay, for her. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm to my clothes, okay? So oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Laurie. She said, Cindy, you are awesome. I don't think so. I'm just trying to do what I want to do to help other people, but thank you. Yes, and did you say that sister wanted to come online for her to tell us how the mango tastes
I
and tell her
sent her
experience
the link.
as your sister, how she felt and what was it like for her? Asa said January is cervical cancer month. It's also Nympha's birth month. Okay, Nympha,
Yes,
what you
yes.
hiding?
Let me tell you, January girl,
you,
me
yes,
and
you
my
know
She
and
one of
my
said she
baby.
can't. She's not able to join the live, Cindy.
okay, one of the things that I understand, one of the things that Laurie Cardin said, she said no one fights alone. And that's important. Support is important in any situation. It is important. And once you
Yes,
have people that helping you fight,
it
you have
makes it
more
easier
strength.
and better for you.
Yes. Your sister said you should have seen that mango seed. Oh my God, you're cracking me up here tonight. Oh my goodness, you're cracking me up here tonight. But you know, right? I am so happy that you ladies came on and to share your stories. And, just to, we had fun tonight. I told you we were going to have fun. We had fun tonight. Listen, I always tell people I'm very down to earth. I am not stuck up. I am not like, no, we're going to come here. We're going to talk about issues that are serious, but at the same time, we're going to celebrate the moments. You understand? Like this,
Yes,
that we have survivors. We have people that are surviving. And advocating for the things that people go through every day. You understand? And I am so thankful that I got to meet both of you. Now, I may have met you all before. Let me tell you, I'm getting older. The brain don't work as good as it want to. I forget stuff. Okay. And let me tell you that I'm making a joke out of it, but when I was diagnosed with PTSD, right? I'm looking for this lady's comment again. When I was diagnosed with PTSD and I was diagnosed with depression and severe depression and chronic grief, right? Um, I one of the things that the doctor told me was that it would affect my memory because I had been through so much traumatic experiences. She told me that it would affect my memory, and I find that happening. And to make matters worse, I fell down and hit the nip of my head on the thing that holding the soap holder, and so that has me forgetting something sometimes. So
start
um
chemo burns.
yes, I had a concussion actually. I
Oh,
had a concussion, yeah. So let me put that back on. So I had a concussion. So that affects my memory. But you know what? A girl got to do what she got to do, even if I have to read it from something. You know what?
uh, well, for us
You are
during
not
chemo,
alone in
you
that
can
department. Unfortunately,
exactly
one of the side effects of the chemo was memory loss.
forgetfulness.
So,
Wow.
Quite right.
so you're not alone.
What
Yep.
book is that? I didn't see it.
It's a journal. I just write.
Oh, you just write. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's important. Listen. And as an author, I have things all over my desk. Because I forget. I have sticky notes all over because I forget.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
write.
Is there any last word that you want to leave the public with? Like, people with from St. Lucia, from the ladies all over the world who'll be watching this, people, men like women, because the men have to support their wives too. Yeah.
Yes.
I wanna say that, ladies, let's not be afraid to go get screened. It is so important to be up to date with your annual screening.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know a lot of that not until I after I was diagnosed. It is something that is not talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all the stigma attached to HPV, it is not a conversation that is being
That is comfortable, basically.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we need to make noise about it
Yes.
because did you know that the onus is on women to get tested for HPV because there is
Yeah.
no testing for men?
From
Men
definitely.
cannot get tested for HPV. When a woman goes in for her cervical screening, she can ask to be co tested for HPV. And that is how you know that you have the HPV. It
Oh
is
wow.
important to go get your screening done because cervical cancer is preventable.
Oh
It
really?
is preventable. Yes, it is because if you go for your screening annually, it could be you can catch it in time.
Mm.
It does not have to develop into cervical cancer.
Exactly.
HPV is what causes it. And if your doctor catches that early enough, then you can prevent. You don't have to go through what I went through or what Nympha is going through right now.
Yes, no woman should be going through what we're going, what we went, what I'm going through, and what you went through. This is not easy. It takes a lot from you, not
It
just
does.
physically.
And
It
even
takes
after treatment,
emotionally.
even after treatment, you're not okay. You still have to deal with
Yeah,
so many side
many
effects
side
after
effects.
treatment.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Uh, what I have to say to the public out there though is self care, self love. I was one who always used to put myself behind to make sure everything and everyone was taken care of, but I wasn't taking time to take care of me. So as I'm going through this journey right now, I've learned to take care of me and love me more, put me first. Like it's not being selfish by putting yourself first, but it's very important to make sure that you take care of you so you in order to take care of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't it been for this diagnosis, I don't even know if I'd still be taking care of me first. I'll be still be taking care of persons first. So self care and self love is very important. So take care of you. Whatever you want to do to make sure that you're okay, your mental health is okay, do that. Take a walk, go to the beach, read a book, treat yourself, have a laugh, whatever it takes, just to
Yeah.
be mentally okay because it's difficult in
And
the world that we live in right now.
and that is so true, Ninfa, because as for me suffering with mental illness, I have severe depression, anxieties, and chronic grief. With all so I had to decide there are certain people you I had to love from a distance.
Yeah.
I had to love from a distance because their words were damaging to me as somebody who
Hmm.
suffers with mental illness. And I had to think of, okay, is that no matter how much I love that person, is that relationship worth me getting into severe depression? I
Exactly.
get
Exactly.
suicidal. Yeah. So we have to take care of ourselves. We have to. We have to. We have to put. Sometimes we have to be like you said, a little bit selfish and put ourselves first. And because we always taking care of everybody else. Me, I'm a single mom with raising a child with autism. I was from the time that he was 2 years old. I've been taking care of him by myself. And let me tell you, for years I didn't get any breaks. And to add everything else added on to that, and then I went to suicidal mode. I
Oh
tried
wow.
suicide 4 times on my life. And the last
Wow.
time that was my little boy who turned 14 today. I don't celebrate birthdays, but he turned 14 today, and he just bust out laughing. And I said I had all the pills, a big thing of 800 milligrams. You understand of the pill, and I'm going like when he did it, everything was in my mouth. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? And I lay down on my bed. I'm like, this is it. I'm gonna do it. You know. And I had to seriously when he did that. I said that was my God telling me, Cindy, I love you. Not even stop. I love you. I'm here for you. Okay? I have not abandoned you. And I got up, and then from that day on, I am advocating for mental illness. I'm advocating for people who are
Wow.
suicidal. I'm advocating. I come on here every day, not because I can afford to every time, but I have that passion within me to at least help somebody who's going
Hey,
through something, no matter what they're going through. So, ladies, I totally understand where you guys are. I do.
it's a lot to deal with. It's a
Yeah.
lot, especially when you like in Kadiana's case and in my case, where you actually see loved ones going through what you're actually going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because I
Yeah.
watched my
I
brother,
think
I watched my mom go through it.
I think it's
So
the
I,
hardest part for me because um I lost a very close friend during my battle, and we were fighting together. She
oh
was
yeah, I
fighting
remember
breast
her.
cancer, and I was fighting
Mhm.
cervical cancer, and
Definitely.
she passed on. And let me tell you, I did not understand what survivor's guilt meant until then. And I've just been feeling it and feel I lost a cousin. And right now I have somebody who's very near and dear to my heart who's going through it. And I don't know how to put it into words, but survivor's guilt is a thing.
Let me tell you,
Like,
when you get into that mode, girl, nothing
It's
not bringing you
real.
down.
It's real. It's real.
it is very
Ladies,
real, and sometimes like I tend to shy away from the family because you don't know what people are thinking. To see somebody who was there with me fighting with me, I'm gonna cry, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Somebody who was there with me and fighting with me, and then the tables just turn, and then I'm just helpless. Am I happy to be
Yeah,
alive? Yes, and I thank God daily for it, because like I said, only God. But then at the same time, I'm losing somebody, if that makes sense.
it does.
totally makes sense.
Yeah.
It does.
I remember when my mom passed on. My mom died of she had cancer.
Yeah.
When and it's okay to cry. When I felt like I couldn't, there's nothing that I could do. And that guilt was eating me up. I called and I wanted to speak to mom. I didn't know what to I was helpless. And for and for and for months upon months I
Mm-hmm.
alienated myself from
Mm-hmm.
people because she died. I couldn't be there. I couldn't go back home. You understand? To be her. Up to now, I've not been able to go back home to even visit her burial place, you know? And
It's
then I
hard.
lost two brothers after that. And so I alienated myself a lot, and that got my depression was it's okay to cry. And
Mhm.
please, I am asking you, Kadiana, do not isolate yourself from anybody because it's
I'm
going
not.
to,
You know,
yeah,
a friend of mine just said in the comments, when you think this person has healed, they have not fully. And that
yes.
is so true because
Mhm. Because it brings back memory. Anytime you know
not
somebody,
even that,
because
you force yourself to be strong for the public because you're going through this and everybody's breaking down. But
Yes.
you know what you're
yeah,
fighting for, and you know that you have to be in the fight so you're strong. And
yes,
so you come
most
out of it,
definitely,
and
most
everybody
definitely.
says, strong. But
Yeah.
sometimes that's not what it is. And sometimes you just want to cry. And then when you express
Mhm.
yourself, you have to listen to people saying, it could have been worse. I know that. Oh, but
Yeah,
you survived. I know that.
I know.
I
Yeah,
know that. But do you understand what I lost? Can I have a minute to grieve for everything that I have lost? I'm not
yeah. That's why
asking for forever, but give me a minute and allow me to
exactly.
say that I wish I was the old me. I know that I am alive and I know that it could have been worse. But give me some time to say that I wish I was the old me, because this is a new me that I have to get used to.
Most
This is a
definitely.
new me that I am learning every day, because you get years and years after radiation, that is when all of the side effects happens. Listen, if I am to go to a restaurant, I have to sit next to the bathroom. And if that restaurant does not have a bathroom, I cannot eat.
Yeah.
Because
Imagine I'm
guaranteed, as soon
experiencing
as
that
I'm
same thing
done,
right
let
now.
me head to the bathroom, because if I don't, it's going to be a mess. And these are
Wow.
the things that people don't see. So because you don't see it, you just assume that everything is
Assume that
okay, and
you're
everything
okay.
is not okay.
It changes your life forever. It changes your life,
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
it does. Because earlier on, I posted in the survivors group saying that what I've noticed too, that anytime I have to go, I just kind of say, okay, let me try and hold it in I just have to be there, or else it's a mess. And I'm still
Yep.
going for treatment, far less for the person who dealing with the side effects of radiation right now. So I have to be looking out for that now.
For those of you who are just tuning in and who's going to be watching this live, guys, we're speaking to Nymphia. Where's your names? Where did your names go? Eh? And we speak
Nymphia.
Nymphia and we're speaking to you see the forgetfulness. We're speaking to Nymphia, Emmanuel, and Kadiana Vegee on bringing awareness to cervical cancer and cervical health. January is Cervical Health Awareness Month, guys.
Yeah. Go out
I'm
there, get tested,
get
know your
tested.
status,
You know,
and
the
also
comments
is
are
the
saying, people are
celebration.
saying, I learned so much in this session. Your life will never be the same again. Half of you is gone. That is so true. People are saying they just love this session and they learned so much from it. And guys, you all have been so amazing. You all have been rock stars. Okay, you all are what is the name of this movie? Warrior Queen. Warrior queens, yes,
I'm
yes.
taking off my socks.
Woman queen. You're a warrior queen. Yes. Listen, guys. I everybody can take a page from your book. The strength, the resilience, and the determination to fight and to live, to keep living. You're gonna determine, I am not dying yet. I'm going to fight to live. And I applaud both
Mhm.
of you for your strength and your courage, and just to be able to be vulnerable, to show, what your what you went through. Hats off to you guys, to you
Thank
ladies.
you.
Hats off. Thank you so much for sharing your story
Our
with us.
stories need to be heard. We need to be able
Yes,
to educate. We need to be able to empower. We need to
yes.
raise
Yeah.
awareness. Listen, everywhere I go, I'm going to start a conversation. These are my glasses. And if you look, I'm not sure if you can
Survivor,
see it.
yes.
It says survivor.
Survivor.
Everywhere I go, it's
Oh,
a
that's nice.
conversation starter.
I will need me a
Everywhere I
Very
t-shirt that
nice.
go,
says,
I'm going to make some noise.
I want a t-shirt that says advocate for cervical cancer. Yeah, I seriously am taking this on. I always tell people I will advocate for the things that needs to. These are important topics that everybody needs to hear. Everybody needs to know about. I think I have
Yep.
one more slide that I wanted to show. Let me see. Where is it? I have one more slide I wanted to show, and it was telling about, let me see if I have it here. Yes, this slide right here. And we are survivors.
Survivors there.
Yeah, what you need to
Yes,
know.
we are
cervi-
survivor.
Yes. So what you need to know, cervical cancer is in the cervix, and get screened and stay informed. What do we want you to do? Okay. So guys, reach out to Kadiana. Kadiana, is it okay that they reach out to you if they have any questions?
Most definitely, most definitely. Yes, Laurie, we are survivor. Laurie, place the website there, survivor.org.
Yes.
Like I said, just
Yes.
log on. We have so much information there, so
Mm-hmm.
much information there. So just log on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy that I was able to invite Nymphia to the survivor group because there is so much power when we come together, just
Yes.
a bunch of women
Mm-hmm.
helping each other go through this horrible disease. And you're so comfortable because they know. It's different when we're having this conversation. I'm explaining what I went through. But when you meet with a bunch of women who have gone through it, or they're going through it, it's just so different.
Yeah, because
It's
they
just so
understand
different
what you're going through.
Yes.
because they understand, and they're also not shy. It is not a hard conversation to have. it's
No, it
it's
is
easy
not.
for them, for us to have that conversation. It's easy for us to talk about poop. And
Yes,
unfortunately, that is a huge conversation with the group because it is a side effect of radiation.
of
You know,
radiation.
we don't
Yes.
really, we're not comfortable speaking about under the belt.
Mhm.
The founder of Survivor likes to call it coochie cancer. We're not comfortable speaking of coochie cancer, you know? So, and that's one of the reasons why I think our stories need to be heard, our voices need to be out there, because we need to get rid of the stigma already. Like, we're in
Yes.
2023. Let's talk about it. Let's make some
2023,
noise. If
yes.
we're comfortable speaking about the breasts, let us be comfortable speaking about the coochie.
Exactly. And I am so, so thankful that you allowed me to, to bring you on here, you and Ninfa, and to share my platform to do my part in bringing awareness to Sylvia. And I will continue to be, whatever you want me to be to help you, do that part, do that, to share, to talk about and bring awareness to cervical cancer. Listen, guys, we had an amazing, amazing show. Didn't we have an amazing show? If we did have an amazing show, I want
We
to see those
did.
likes and those loves and those. I want to see it. We had an amazing show tonight. Listen, I didn't
Yes,
even
it
ask
is.
other questions. Yeah, I didn't even ask other questions. Sherma Siri said hi, Katie. Um, yeah, who's watching
Hi,
us again? Let me
Shoma.
see. Summer series, Donna sent Rose, Shonika Cranberry sent Amy is watching. Yes, we're getting so many loves and so many likes, guys. It was an amazing. Was it Mishka Edgar is watching. We had so many people watching, guys.
Hi,
I just,
Mishka.
yeah, I cannot pronounce like a bird for nothing. Hey, Laurie said, Warrior Queens. Listen, I am so happy that you both are here to tell your story and to
Thank
encourage
you.
women, to empower other women like yourselves from our St. Lucian community, from every woman in this world, needs to be able to find that strength and that empowerment like you guys did. And you're a great, great source of encouragement to everybody. You're empowering women, and I thank you so much. Listen, this was an amazing show. I love, 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 love you both, and we're gonna be continue our conversations, on cervical cancer because I'm here for you guys. Okay, like I said before,
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Cindy.
you're
Thank you
welcome.
so
This
much for having me, for having us. And
most
I hope
welcome.
that,
Yeah, thank
our
you.
story touched somebody. I hope that,
At least one,
we
if it does to
inspired
only one
somebody.
person, that's,
I hope that,
yeah,
this live encourage somebody, to go and do some research. Again, cerviver.org, cervivor.org, packed with
a lot
information.
of information
I'm
is
just
there.
hoping that we were able to inspire at least one person.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yes, thank you so much. So listen, guys, again, I'm gonna ask you please donate to Nymphia's GoFundMe. I left it on the screen for a while so that you could donate to her GoFundMe to help continue with her treatment. Like I said, it's not cheap. So continue to help her and show her your love and support. Okay. So before I leave, I promised that I was going to talk about this young lady that was missing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna close out. Give me about a minute or so. Okay. All right. So guys, I started the show. I'm wearing my red. Like I said, this young lady by the name of where's her name? I had the wrong slide. Samantha Denise Primus. She is missing. She's a St. Lucia native, but she lives in Brooklyn, and she has been missing for at least 4 weeks now. I hope I'm saying this right. And she has autism. She's deaf, and she's nonverbal. So, like I said, as an autism mom, I do understand. That this can be very critical. So the GoFundMe is running on the page, okay, on the screen. So as help the family. They're having a search party. We can find Samantha, and you can reach them via WhatsApp through these numbers that's on the screen here. Sophia Primus and um, Juliana Primus. Okay, it's hard for me to say the other one. I have a tongue twister. The meeting point is at Eastern Parkway, Utica and Avenue, the number 3 and number 4 train. Okay, and so please Give them your support. Give any support that you can. You can bring water. You can bring, Gatorade. Anything that is going to help in supporting them. And please wear a shade of red. They are in all four boroughs. The search is going to be in our four boroughs: Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, and the Bronx. And it's on January 15th, and it starts at 11 a.m. So please, please go help the family and give your support to Samantha Primus and her family. Much love. We love you guys. We are praying for you guys. So please go help her. Okay, so what happened? Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, so my final thought is this: cervical cancer is as real as any other cancer that there is, okay? And more or less, more than so, it affects women. So, as women, we have got to empower and uplift each other and look out for each other, because that's a lot of things people don't do these days. We have to look out for each other. We have to share information with each other when we know certain things. And this is where, my show, when I came in here, I said, you know what, if I can help at least one person, then I have done a great thing. And I'm hoping that with this show, with and with this discussion about cervical cancer, that more women are going to be moved to get tested for it. Okay, and we're gonna have more information. I'm gonna reach out to some people so we can have more information for you, and maybe about one or two shows. Maybe brings, like I said, bring somebody on who can talk about it. And but we're gonna as a the rest of the month, and as the time goes by, it's because even if January is that month for cancer awareness, for cervical cancer awareness, sorry, I don't know, I think I'm saying it right. Every single month we have got to put something out there to keep reminding people that yes, you have got to go get tested, you have got to do this, you have got to, because it means your life, it means your life. So guys, listen, this was Poetry and Perspective with Placide, my beautiful, beautiful guests, my St. Lucian sisters, my warrior queens, Kadiana, Vegee, and Nymphia Emmanuel. Thank you so much. Listen, guys, we can fail so many times. We can have so many things happening to us in a blink of an eye, okay? But we don't tap out. And this is my slogan: we do not tap out. And that's why the name of my company is Poetry is Rise to Prosperity. And then my slogan is no tap out. Okay, we can fail many times before we can succeed, but never ever let failure be your finality, because as long as you give up, you've already failed yourself, and everybody else is looking up to you. Okay, so have an awesome night, and let us share the love and be how do you call it, the word just slipped my mind, be our sister's keeper. Okay, I love you all. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening.